Welcome back. Today marks 2 days before the start of another readathon, and so I thought I would make a video discussing exactly why I love to readathon. I have a whole playlist of my readathon videos and vlogs that I've done on here, which I will leave up here, and I will also leave in the description box because I love a readathon. But why do I love a readathon? Well, the 24 and 48 readathon is coming up this weekend, and I will be taking part in that readathon. And so I don't really make necessarily a TBR for that particular readathon. On my blog tomorrow, I will probably post a very loose TBR of things that I want to read at some point during the readathon, but generally with these 24-hour or 24 and 48 readathons, I do tend to deviate from my TBR, because when you are reading solidly for that amount of time, you might decide at the start of the readathon that you want to read a thriller followed by a YA contemporary, but actually you read that thriller and then you're like, I need more thrillers. Or you read that thriller and then you're like, I need some non-fiction now, or I need to switch to audiobooks because my eyes are tired, and the audiobooks that I have on me right now are memoirs or they are rom-com, and so you go for that kind of thing. So the 24 and 48 readathon is where you do just that, 48 hours in a weekend, and you pledge to spend 24 of those hours reading. It might be that you stay up really late on what would be Friday night, Saturday morning, and read as much as you can on Saturday and then catch up with any remaining hours on Sunday. It might be that you say you're going to read for 4 hours and then a break, and then 4 hours and then a break. It just depends what you're doing over the weekend and how you structure your reading. I do find that I will read slightly more on the Saturday, just because that's the start of before I get tired out, and I have done it where I've had dinner plans on both Saturday and Sunday, and I've still been able to go out and make those dinner plans and still be able to read, because you're only reading for half the hours in the weekend. The Bout of Books readathon, which I recently did, is where you read for 7 days, and there are several challenges and Twitter chats and things like that that take place across the readathon. And the reason I like the Bout of Books readathon, and in particular the one at the very start of January, is because it's a great way to really ramp up your reading for kind of 2018 releases that you're excited to read. It's a great way of maybe catching up on those books that you really wanted to read in December before the year finished, but you didn't manage to get to. So you're going to pledge to spend some more time reading during this week-long readathon and catch up on those books. Or you know that in February you've got 3 books that you've downloaded from NetGalley. You're not going to have quite as much time in February, so you're going to pledge to read those in that 7-day period. I tend to now try and do 7 books in 7 days for the Bout of Books readathon, but in past readathons, it's just been the case of there are other people trying to read as much as they can, whilst I'm trying to read as much as I can. So maybe I can only fit in time for reading, you know, from 11 p.m. to midnight every weeknight, but that I'm going to set myself all of Saturday morning to read, and I can go on Twitter and chat to other people that are reading and find out. And I love tracking my reading progress as the week goes on. Bout of Books, you update every single day, whether it's on Twitter or on a blog or on Instagram. You update every single day with how you're doing, how the reading's going. I have a little counter where I do the number of pages I've read that day, total number of pages for the week, and total number of books finished for the week, and that only includes full books. But obviously sometimes I put a 0.5 on there by the end of the week. And that's the reason that I really like the Bout of Books. The January one I find just really kickstarts my reading for the year, and this time I actually managed to read 9 books, so that's already 9 books that I've read out of my Goodreads goal for the entire 2018, and there are 2 other Bout of Books readathons coming up. Other readathons I really like to do are the 24-hour readathon, and last year was the first time I took place in the booktubeathon, where there were video challenges as well as other challenges. And the whole thing surrounding all of these readathons is what I mentioned about going on Twitter and chatting to other people that are reading. Some of these readathons host reading sprints on Twitter, so you say, right, we're all going to sit down and read for half an hour, let's see how many pages we can read, or we're all going to sit down and read for an hour, did you manage to finish your current book? And it's that sense of community. Reading is a solitary thing, and it's beautiful that it is a solitary thing, and it's wonderful to be able to go off and escape by yourself for a little while, whether that's through an audiobook or sitting and reading an e-reader or a physical book. But BookTube has made this a community thing that we do, and these readathons really help and make it a community event as well. And it's really nice to go on, especially during a 24-hour readathon, and be like, it's 3 a.m. where I am, who else is reading? And because it's a thing that happens across the globe, there's going to be someone else sat up reading. And especially during the really intense readathons, they'll be like, how many cups of coffee are you on? What snacks are you using to help you to stay awake during the reading? But yeah, this is why I love a readathon. It really kickstarts my reading. It makes me sort of get to books that I wouldn't necessarily be able to like fit into my reading otherwise. It makes me read a variety of books because sometimes I just have to give my eyes a rest and switch to an audiobook. And it's that whole community thing. And slightly, because I like numbers, I like to crunch the data and look at what I've read as well. But that's not for everyone. Some of the readathons that I've mentioned, I've got some dates for the ones that are coming up this year. I will also leave a link below to Little Book Owl here on YouTube, who's also called Catriona. Her blog has a whole calendar of readathon events and dates, and she's made some fantastic videos about readathons as well. She does more readathons than me, I think, and yeah, she's a really good resource. So I'll leave all those links below, and I'll leave her channel as well up here and down there. So yeah, the 24 and 48 readathon is coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I will leave a link to that below so that you can sign up and join in, because it's fantastic. Even if you don't manage to read for 24 hours, just joining other people on Twitter and chatting about what you're reading is hands down great. Then in, where's the next? So the Dewey's 24-hour readathon that I mentioned is on April the 28th this year. And then there is another Bout of Books readathon, which is in May. And that's the 14th to the 20th of May. They're always a week-long Bout of Books. Obviously, the 24-hour readathon, the Dewey's 24-hour readathon is 24 hours. The Dewey's readathon is the only one I think I know that starts all at the same time. So your 24 hours starts when your 24 hours start. I think it started when I was in the UK. It used to start at 1 p.m. Here, I believe it starts at 6 or 7 a.m. I think it's 6 a.m. That would make sense because it starts at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I think it starts at 6 a.m. here. So that's an interesting one because you've all got a different start time in your time zone, which makes it all the same time. And then there is there's another Bout of Books readathon which happens, checking my calendar. Yeah, there's another 24-hour readathon in October and another Bout of Books readathon. The date for that one is the 20th to the 26th. And as I mentioned, there is also the BookTubeathon, which happens generally in June, July time, but that will be announced. I will leave the BookTubeathon link in the description box below because it has its own dedicated channel as well, because that one is organised by booktuber extraordinaire Ariel Bissett. So yeah, that's my kind of chatty video about why I love readathons, and some of the readathons I will definitely be doing again this year because, you know, I heart readathons. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments if either you already take part in any of these readathons or if you are planning on taking part in any of these readathons this year. So I'd be really interested to hear. Quite often, some of the people that I regularly chat with on Twitter don't do the readathons, and I find new friends on Twitter during these readathons. I found lots during Battle Books this year. I'm sure it will be the same during the 24 and 48 readathon this weekend. So as I say, let me know in comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Would love your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button so that my next video, which will probably be my 24 and 48 wrap up, will hit your subscription feed as soon as it is uploaded. I will also be vlogging that readathon as well, so you can do some reading with me. Yeah, I will see you with my new video next week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.